Hello, I am Uncle Mike, and this is SpaceX Bucks, my Kerbal Space Program career on Kerbal Space Program on the Xbox One. And here in Mission 10, we are heading off to the Mun for a landing, but we are going to need to build our vehicle. Let's go ahead and look at contracts. So this is the briefing and build video to go and land on the Mun. So let's look at what contracts we have available. Down here, I think we've got one that tells us that what we need to do is that we need to land on the Mun and return from the Mun. So we are going to grab that contract, which gives us quite a bit of an advance on our funds. So, all right, let's get into the VAB and let's start building here. We're going to start from scratch, so we are not going to load up any of the Phoenix betas that we have. We are going to go ahead and build a new vehicle. So let's go ahead and put our command module here. Let's go ahead and raise that up. You raise me up. Go ahead and rotate it like we normally do. Let's go ahead and change it to the Uncle Mike colors, which is the gray and white in the capsule. So there we are with that. Now we want to bring science back. So let's go ahead and add in the science. And we're going to rotate that also. We're going to need a heat shield. This is kind of just the basic of what we've done before. There's the heat shield to return. Now we know from previous flights that from the Simon vehicle that we are going to need to add our radial parachute. So we're going to go ahead, and we know that we can jettison the heat shield to save some weight right before touchdown. So we are going to go ahead and add our radial parachutes. We're going to go ahead and raise it up to 5,000. That way we can deploy those as soon as possible on re-entry here. Another thing that we'll see here, we need to add more science. So let's go ahead and add that science on here. So we're going to need, we want to do science from the surface. Let's get the thermometer. Let's get the, I did not want to do two of those. So change the symmetry to 1. Put that kind of on that line right there. We'll put the barometer over here on this other line here. We will put a science junior right in the center, like so. Yes, I like that. Of course, we can move that science junior in just a little bit. Let's go ahead and do that. Like I said, it's never really intuitive as which way to move it. So I'm going to do that right there. So that looks really good. So there is our vehicle. So staging is looking good so far. All right, so there is really the start of the vehicle. Of course, you know, we could add, that might be interesting to do just as a, because we don't really need it right now. Let's go ahead and put on the center parachute. Let's raise that up also. That way we'll just have 3 parachutes. That will help slow us down also when we get to a landing, and hope that science junior survive, because that is going to be some very important science for landing on the moon. All right, so now we need to do some staging here. So let's go ahead and, this coupling? No, it's not that coupling. It is this coupling here. There we go. There's that coupling. All right, so now we actually need to get to the surface and back. So what we're going to do here is, let's put on, let's go ahead and change this Uncle Mike colors. There we go. Now, if we put on, we have our little terrier. If we put that on, and then we come down here and we go to vacuum to get the calculation. So it's 2,000 meters per second of delta V, but this is going to need to get us down to the surface and back. And so I'm curious as what happens if I add on the small fuel tank. Let's change it to Uncle Mike colors. So if I put on something like this, okay, yeah, I'm gonna go with that. If I go taller, I think that's just gonna be too tall, and I'm worried about falling over when I get to the landing. So the command module here has a battery pack, but for flight out, what I want to do, we unlocked it, is I want to put on one solar panel, because that way if we need to, we can just get some solar and some energy. So that's what we're going to do. So we're going to go with that. And now what we need to do is we need to also, I'm not sure where it's at, probably ground, there it is, our landing legs. I think I'm going to go with 4 just as a precaution. So I'm going to add 4 landing legs. I think I might need to move those down a little bit. So I'm going to go ahead and move those down as far as I can that I like. A little off, but I'm going to go with that right there. Go ahead and start them retracted. I think there is our vehicle now. So we've got engine, staging. There we go. I think this will get us back. So from probably landing and then back. That's the plan. I think it's got plenty of delta V to do that. But what we're going to need to do is probably have some type of orbital transfer engine. So what I want to do then is go ahead and put on another coupling here, and then with probably, I'm thinking I probably only need something like that right there with another Terrier engine. Yeah, so that's just to go from Kerbal and then the flight out and the orbital, what am I trying to say? To go from Kerbal to the Mun, right? So not an insertion, but you know, the transfer engine, to transfer from Kerbal out to the Mun. Now we need our launch, our booster phases. So what we're going to need to do then is go ahead and put on another coupling. And so this is why now in mission 9 that we went ahead and we bought the larger fuel tanks and engines in that debriefing, is because we wanted to make a big booster to get this to the Mun and back. So we did unlock here, I think structurally, right here, this brand adapter. Yeah, there we go. And so now with the we have the big fuel tanks here. So I think this is the biggest fuel tank, right? Yeah, there we go. That's looking really sharp. Yeah. This is looking good. This is looking good. I think, let's see what we could do. We're gonna put 3. That's looking good. That is looking good. Oh, let's see here. Open. Wait, man, what are we up to? The Mark 5? Yeah, I think so. So let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and do this. So this is the Phoenix Beta Mark 5. All right, so there we go. There we go. The Phoenix Beta Mark 5. All right, well, all right. So now engine, and the biggest engine now we've got is the Skipper, right at 568. Yes. So this is the biggest engine we've got. Let's go ahead and put that on there. Let's check and see what our thrust to weight is. 1.03. So we're gonna need to add something here. No, I didn't buy these. But what we could do is from the Phoenix Beta Mark IV, we could add some boosters on the side. So let's staging. Let's go ahead now. Put 2 on here, something like there. I'm kind of guessing. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take what we've been using. Go ahead and change this. We'll make my colors. We're going to put on some side boosters. And then some more side boosters. We're going to need to move those down. So let's go ahead and get our move tool. Move those down to right there. Oh, that is looking good. Wow. It's an expensive vehicle, but we are going for the moon landing. All right, engine. So now what we can do is we can put the skipper gimbals. So what we need to go ahead and do is just use the Reliance. I don't need those to gimbal. All right, now we need to fix staging though. So this needs to go onto here. And then we need to get rid of the solid rocket boosters. So that goes there. That is looking real sharp there. All right, aerodynamics. Go ahead and put some nose cones on these. Go ahead, change. We got. Go. Let's put those grays on. Let's put those grays on. That is looking really, really sharp there. All right, we need some structural elements down here on our boosters. I think we really need a lot of structural elements, so I'm just going to put on either both sides. I got symmetry on, so both sides there. Might add a little bit of asymmetry for us, but I think that'll be okay. Let's go ahead and save this. We've done some work here. All right, let's check staging. So all engines firing. Get rid of the boosters. Get rid of the main stage. Then our transfer engine. And then we go for the surface and come home. I think this is it. I think this is the Phoenix Beta Mark V, or as we like to call it, the Phoebix Beta Mark V. Now, one thing that I did unlock quite a while ago, I haven't used it at all, is let's come down here. Nope, not in the ground, right there. Because we unlocked these right here. So let's go ahead and put 2 of these, just so since we are going for the moon now. So there is that. And so what we want to do is let's go ahead and actually let's have some fun here. One of the things that we can do here is no, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to go ahead and just engines go, towers go, right? So all engines firing, towers go. We'll go get rid of the side boosters, get rid of the main stage, transfer stage. All right, I think this is the Phoenix Beta Mark V that will now get us. Oh, let's go ahead and change everything to the Uncle Mike colors. What's happening here? Go. All right, everything is looking real good. Let's go ahead again, save this. So there is the vehicle that is going to get us to the surface of the Mun. We will check then our how much delta V we've got to return home. So we might have to do some aero braking on the return from the surface of the Mun. But yes, here is the Phoenix Beta, which we like to call the Phoenix Beta Mark V. And we are gonna go for the surface of the Mun. So this has been the Mission 10 briefing and build video. So I'll see you in Mission 10's flight and debrief.
It's so beautiful, you and me. We meant to